I'm not comfortable being on this stream. If I was sitting with a woman next to me, the last thing I would talk about is our personal life. I just don't think it's the smart thing to do. And I don't think that it is. I don't have any interest in the personal sex life of any married couple, and I don't want to hear about it, and I don't want to talk about it. And I just find it very uncomfortable. I'm extremely uncomfortable in this situation. That's the truth.
Yo, what up? It's your boy MDM Peso, and that MDM stand for $1 Million Minded. If you ain't know, welcome back to the channel. But if you new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, then hit that like button, then join the family and make yourself at home. You already know what's up, man. So look, in this video, we gonna watch Andrew Tate destroy Adam22. Adam asked Tate 2 stupid, immature questions and gets taught a valuable lesson in front of the world. You don't wanna miss this. You read the title, so you already know the vibes. Let's get it.
So your brother Tristan was in my DMs, like really sincerely trying to convince me that I had made a very grave error, a massive mistake as a result of having let my wife shoot with another man. Myself personally, having been, a couple weeks removed from the actual incident happening, I don't really feel like I made a mistake. It feels like some pretty regular porn shit.
in the chat, man.
I was a little bit jealous at first. It's kind of a weird feeling knowing that your woman was in the arms of another man, even if it was only for a few hours. But it's interesting. You don't seem like you have as much of a real moral issue with the act itself.
Well, I can give you my opinion on why I wouldn't ever do it. And I think the reason I wouldn't ever do it is because I believe that a man and a woman have a connection between them, and I think that connection is solidified by sexual exclusivity from the female's part, and I believe there's an energy cord between. And I think that once that's broken with another man, I do believe there's a degree of the connection which is damaged. And I think that when the relationship is good, perhaps you will not feel it, but when the relationship is bad, or when arguments start to happen, or you start to get on each other's nerves, you might notice a slight difference in behavior, because I do also think that once the seal has been broken, I'll give you an example. The 4-minute mile was impossible to achieve, they believed, until one man ran the 4-minute mile, and then a bunch of people ran the 4-minute mile. So once the seal's been broken, for example, let's say your wife's sleeping with another man, the idea of sleeping with another man is not as intimidating as it was once was. And perhaps the idea of sitting through an argument or sitting through a rough patch in a relationship and continue to try to work it out as opposed to just jumping on a new man, it might be less appealing than it once was previously. So I believe, personally, if my woman had already slept with another man, she's more likely to just give up on the relationship and sleep with another man again in a rough patch. That's my personal view.
He answered that so effortlessly, and I bet you he ain't expect that. Adam ain't expect that answer. That's some grown man shit. This is just a deeper way of thinking. Some people ain't gonna grasp it, but if you on this type of vibe, you gonna understand everything he said. Let's get to it.
Say again?
Why would I mean, I've never cheated on you, even in the lowest terms of cheating, like responding to a DM from somebody or anything. I've never done any of that. Everything in our relationship has been out in the open. All my messages with the person that I worked with, I was like, hey, just so you know, these are the messages. Adam has fucked about 200 women in front of me, and he cheated on me. So
hold up.
Adam.
So that's her defense on wanting to get BBC'd right there. You know what I'm saying? She let that happen and she participated in it, but then gonna hold it against him and give it to the world like, oh, he did this, this, and that. So y'all shouldn't look at me like, man, listen, I don't care who told him it was a good idea. It was not.
Adam, that's terrible.
We all got our issues. Hey, let me just tell you, about a half hour ago, I was laying on the floor in the adjacent office with a large Italian ass shaking on top of my face. She does this thing called Brazilian face sitting.
He almost died.
It's going to appear on onlyplugtalk.com, which is our weekly podcast where we interview and then a different girl every single week. And this girl was really cutting off my ability to breathe.
See, this is what goofies do when confronted with real shit. They do goofy shit. You see what he's talking about? Bro, this man just said some of the deepest shit, and you talking about this trying to defer the situation. Come on, man. Stop trying to take attention off your dumb ass.
Breathe. And when I would grab her ass and try to move her ass off of my face, she would grab my hands and hold on to them so that I wasn't able to escape. And Lena was involved.
Thing to watch.
She was giving me head during all this. And so I don't know. Like, do you feel like that affects our connection at all? Because I can, after having you shot with this guy, I can kind of understand why that shit doesn't matter to you, because you and the other guy don't really matter to me at this point.
I think it's, well, my personal view is that it's very different for a woman than it is for a man. And I think that, and I hope I'm wrong, if your relationship reaches a rough patch, perhaps the idea of being with another man will be more tempting than it once previously was, because the seal's already been broken. That's my personal view. I don't, with all due respect, care what you want to do with your own relationship. If it makes you happy, it should make you happy, and that's fine. And it's your decision to make. It's not my decision to make. I'm just telling you that I wouldn't do it. I can give you admiration for a degree to how well you've dealt with the...
And that's another thing I want to make clear to y'all. I don't judge nobody. I don't care what you do, but guess what? I can give my opinion if I want to. So that's all I'm doing, bro. I feel like, cuz I wouldn't do it. Would you? Leave it in the comments. Open relationship, swingers, whatever else goes on in this crazy world. Do you participate? Are you with the sharing thing? Leave it in the comments.
Pressure, I guess, or the hate or the backlash. I mean, you've handled it pretty well, which I guess is good. Not a lot of people can do that. So I have to give you some degree of respect for that. But I guess you expected all that before you made the decision to do it, right?
Yeah, I did. And I mean, I've caught a lot of flack because when you first commented on me on the Tucker Carlson show, I left an Instagram comment that said, if he's the top G, I want to be the bottom G. So I do want to extend an invite that if you were ever interested in doing your first ever double penetration scene, that me and Lena, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like,
yo, dude,
would he be a suitable candidate? Can I tap him in?
I don't know. No. He looks built.
Oh, yeah, can I fill in real quick, Andrew? You know,
you're out. Aiden, we can't with you. You're not in this conversation anymore.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Andrew. Would you, Andrew? Would you double penetrate, bro? Would you do that, Andrew? Go ahead. Finish the answer.
If all pop together, is that chill?
There's absolutely 0% chance of that happening. And it's not because Lena is particularly unattractive. It's because she's married to Adam, and I have no interest in degenerate, pointless sex, and I have no interest in making a spectacle of myself, or even just involving myself in anything which I deem to be overall haram and pointless. It's just not something I'd be interested in. There's not a single amount of money on the planet you could pay me to undertake. So
shout out to all who's not doing double penetration, because I respect you all so much.
By the way, for those who don't know, haram is a Muslim term for something like blasphemy, BS, forbidden. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it.
I'm with Andrew, by the way. I couldn't get paid any amount of money to fuck. No offense. Adam, respect to you. Degenerate sex, I'm not with that. No amount of money.
Yeah, you make $4 a month sitting on your ass, so and that's from one sponsor, I think, right? So
stop exposing him.
No, I mean, I read it online.
But yeah, I'm with Andrew on that one. Andrew,
so do you two think you're going to stay together forever?
I mean, if Adam cheats on me again, maybe not. But
I'm not a cheater anymore. I left that in the past.
That was not always. He likes to say,
If you get a divorce, don't you think people are going to attribute it to this event?
I always think that we're going to be together forever. I mean, we didn't get married a long time ago. We just got married. But it is unfortunate that if, in 10 years, we break up because, let's say he cheated on me, everyone's going to blame it on the fact that I fucked Jason in July of 2023.
I don't think
no one's going to think about anything else.
Nobody's going to be thinking about the fact that we did this in 10 years, which when you're in the middle of the storm and everybody's freaking out on you every day, it's kind of easy to feel like, oh, this is going to define my life going forward. Now, that may be true to some extent, because this has been such a thing, but I don't really think that it's that likely to follow us 10 years into the future. I don't know.
My hope is to be with Adam forever. That is what I want.
And again, last thing I want to say is this. Well, not last thing, but I think I asked this, but wait, so Lena, which sex was better? Because you haven't had it. Jason was the first dick you've had, right?
You know what? Let me say something. I find this very uncomfortable to talk about. There's not many things I find uncomfortable, but I just find this uncomfortable to talk about. And the reason is not because, I'm an adult. I know what sex is. Of course, I've lived a very varied life. I just feel like, I don't know. We have so many people watching us, and we're just talking about dick and vagina. Don't you think this is below us? I don't know. We're all pretty intelligent people. We talk about the Matrix and how they're trying to dumb us all down and trying to control all our minds. And this base instinct talk, I find it very uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable being on this stream. If I was sitting with a woman next to me, the last thing I would talk about is our personal life. I just don't think it's the smart thing to do. And I don't think that it is. I don't have any interest in the personal sex life of any married couple, and I don't want to hear about it, and I don't want to talk about it. And I just find it very uncomfortable. I'm extremely uncomfortable in this situation. That's the truth. And I'm not saying that from a position of weakness. I'm saying it from a position of strength. I don't like talking about these things. I don't like talking about women getting fucked. I don't like talking about what I do with women. I don't like talking about any of it. I think that what I do in the bedroom with a woman who I care about should be to a degree sacred.
Private, yeah.
And I think it should be completely private. Absolutely. And I don't want to hear about anyone else fucking. I want to make something clear to the I don't watch porn. I've never bought an OnlyFans. I've never paid for sex. My relationship with sex involves love, and I don't think it should happen outside of love. And I think that's the way that sex should operate. And I think that when you decide, and once again, I could be wrong, when you decide to keep sex exclusively for love, there's something beautiful and special about it. And if you decide not to do that, then you keep chasing a new high. And you can have threesomes and fuck a bunch of girls. And I'm not saying I haven't done it, but eventually you're constantly just chasing a new high and you end up just doing something weird. Whereas if you just say, I only have sex with girls I love, then it's always special and it's always pretty.
And it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? People are just scared to think like that. You know what I mean? It's not normal, and people want to be normal. Dudes want to have a bunch of women, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all see how the world going, bro. It's not normal to think like that. So most people not even on that vibration for real, for real. I hope y'all catching what he's saying.
Sacred, and you get to just enjoy it that way. And beautiful children are birthed, and life goes on.
All right, I'm gonna stop that right there. So look, this actual stream was long as hell, so I'm gonna leave a link in the description so y'all can check that out. But look, this is the clip that I wanted to highlight, because that was a grown man boss ass way to handle a goofy, and I wanted y'all to see that shit. It looked like Adam's situation getting worse by the day, bruh. And although it may seem like he trying to handle it well, he know he fucked up. The way the internet's smoking his ass right now, I know he crying inside, bro. He can't even sleep at night for real. You can see it in his eyes and the defense mechanisms that he used when confronted or either talking about it. Just go back and look at the interviews. You just got to be able to read people to see it. But believe me, it's there. Trust me. So anyway, look, y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and rock out with me so y'all can check out these next couple of fire videos I'm about to drop. Go to milliondollarminded.com and get you some merch and really join the family. So you already know the vibes, man. Till next time, till next video, y'all stay up, y'all stay glowing, y'all stay growing. Peace.
I just wanna live my life to the fullest, to the fullest, to the fullest, to the fullest. I just wanna live it to the fullest.